Let's talk about SpaceX, man. Capitalism.
Ooh.
I think Elon Musk is a beautiful thing that has. I don't know if you're the biggest Elon Musk fan. I'm a huge fan.
I love Elon, yeah.
But he is a product of capitalism, in my opinion. 100%.
He's in there like swimwear, Jay.
And he's a guy that also could make a different, like swimmer. But he's also a guy that can make like a different type of government because he obviously thinks outside the box.
Oh, he totally does. And actually, dude, I think I mentioned this last time. A big Elon fan too, but he's surprising me recently. I mean, it seems like he's swaying towards the right, which is kind of scary.
Well, and that doesn't bother me. I don't have a problem with the right, to be honest with you. Like, I don't join the group of the right to the bad side. Both sides are fucked. That's how I feel.
Well, yeah,
like,
right,
I got
absolutely.
2 fingers for both of your sides, motherfuckers. None of your virtual signaling or toughness is gonna like.
I have to agree with you, Jay.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I hate when people are against the left or the right. It's like you guys are doing exactly what they want you to be. The left would love you to be on the right. The right would love you to be on the left, as long as they got some people too to argue with you.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Ratings.
Right. Dude, I totally agree. And it's just, I don't know. I guess I say that because he is such a powerful man. Not only is he rich, he is just capable of some crazy shit, like sending fucking humans to space again.
Yeah.
So, in a far right leaning society, I mean, that can easily mean a certain group of people go to space, or, you know what I mean? Like it could be like an elite thing where, the Earth is being devastated and the elite go to another planet while everyone stays here.
So you're scared he's just going to take the Trump family up to space and we're all going to die with Joe Biden as our leader?
Yeah, right,
well,
exactly.
Well, Nick, would you care if he went to? Would you care if Elon Musk was always conservative, and not recent he started jumping to the left for certain reasons because left was in charge? Would you care? You probably wouldn't, right?
Well, that's a good point. Who knows? I probably would, because I don't agree with the far left either. So, but I don't know. It was just interesting to me, and I don't think it's that I care where he's at. It's just interesting to see what's happening right now.
Well, and I believe at first I heard it and I go, well, I'm kind of for opening up too. I see both sides. Like, you got to be safe. I wear a mask and I get shit for some people, but right. I'm all at the same time. I'm like, some people should be allowed to roll the dice with this disease when their livelihood is going down the drain and they're never going to survive this financially. And that's how I believe. Like, it's this weird. I see both sides of the argument, but I was like, yeah, whatever. He's like wants to open up because he wants to push humanity as far as he can before he croaks. And he's doing it with Tesla. There's a Cybertruck. I saw Jay Leno did a little test drive in the tunnel. Like, he's got the tunnel going on, like under LA. Like, he's just a guy who, it makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. Elon Musk going to the right didn't bother me. But when I heard how much money the government gave to SpaceX or NASA, the government funded so much money, I was like, Elon Musk is not a guy who chose one party to get to where he's at today. Smart people understand the system, and they understand how to use the system to their advantage. Right. If Trump's going to give me money and I could put out a red pill tweet and I could get humans into space, fuck it. That's what I'm put here on this earth to do. You got to deal with these bastards and deal with the bullshit and the red tape and the bureaucracies. But hey, he's getting it done. 12 years, Nick. 12 years.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You have to go with that, because why the fuck wouldn't you? If that's what you really want to get done, you need to manipulate the system. And I think Elon's so smart, and I think you mentioned last time too, he has manufacturing companies in China that he's been surveying, and no one's died at his factories, no one's got sick, and it's been very maintained. So I think he almost had an inside scoop as to what was really going on, not the inside scoop, but I think he just saw it more clearly. And not that I totally agree with them, but it was blown out of proportion, man. I mean, it got too far, and maybe a little too far to pull back. And I wear my mask too. I jump in my Uber, I have my mask on for sure. I ain't touching handles and stuff like that. Yeah. I don't want to risk it, but at the same time, I agree. It's we need to make money. It's especially the people that aren't getting these fat PPE loans and these emergency loans and shit. And I didn't get one as a business owner, and I know a lot of business owners that didn't get them. So a lot of people are hurting, man. So I see both sides too, but it's gonna be tough, man. It's and I've been hearing a lot of the non-planning of the winter season, which is gonna be scary.
Yeah, second wave probably, and it's gonna be weird if we have to go back. They're gonna open up, and we got to go back in our homes, and all of it was for nothing.
Right.
But there's a flu out there, and we got to get used to it. Like there's a flu out there where I don't think honestly, if I had to go one way or the other, I kind of like stay in middle. Let's watch Florida, see what happens. Guinea pigs.
You're right.
Shout out to Florida being the guinea pigs. But you know, yeah, you guys are the best. But you know, we need those people to push the limits, and Elon Musk is a guy that doesn't take no for an answer. He would have never been part of PayPal. He would have never created these different companies. If you're a guy that takes no for an answer, you're not sending people to fucking space.
That's right.
And that's the Dana Whites, the Elon Musk, and whether you call them right or left, the right tend to be a little more bold, in my opinion, in certain things, like a little more like fuck it. But like, damn, at the end of the day, if you want to get something done, you could build a bunch of barriers, and it could be something as easy as I don't have enough money for gas to get to point A to point B. I got to get a car. I got to get a van. Or it could be like, I got to get around this politics bullshit. How do I use these guys? How do I get to space?
Right.
Do I go right? Do I go left? Do I do a mix? Do I go
Where's
middle?
the money at?
Fuck, like, well, money, but I don't think Elon Musk is doing it for money. He's had money.
No, but he has to find the money.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what he's thinking.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Getting the funding, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, man, those guys excite me. And I'm glad, because imagine before Elon Musk, we didn't really have a guy. We had a couple guys, but we didn't really have like the Howard Hughes, the big guys. And we have one. And not only that, see how cool those space outfits were, bro? They were dope. He spent like 3-4 years, he said.
Yeah, dude, he designed them off of the actual superhero spacesuits.
Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking awesome. And that's what kind of guy he is. You know, his Teslas do stupid shit that doesn't even fucking matter. Like they dance to like orchestra and shit. Like if you play a certain orchestra song, it like dances and shit. Well, he said that on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
Like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, who the fuck cares? But that's who he is. Like, he's just
flamethrowers.
Cool. Like, yeah, flamethrowers.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Those people are great, because when we're kids, we love those guys. When we get older, we feel like they're stupid.
Well,
but
dude,
like,
automatically, I told, I sent my wife a message and was like, hey, make sure the kids watch this because they're out of town right now.
Our parents probably watched the 60s flights.
My parents probably didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if my mom did, but I know that the age would match up where they were young kids when that was happening.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah,
sure
so your kids got to watch it.
Well, dude, that's just so fucking historic,
Yeah.
And it's just amazing that it's happened. Well, it didn't happen, and I'm so glad because I would have missed it. So I'm looking forward to what's going to happen tomorrow, which would have already passed. So hopefully something cool happened. Yeah,
and it's man, it made me kind of proud to be American, which I'm not that guy. Like I said, I'm not like being part of groups. I want to be part of clubs, but like I'm not very patriotic. Like I do see the good and the bad, and
sure.
and I disagree with wars, but I support the troops. And it's a weird gray situation for me, always back and forth. But I was like, hell yeah, bitches, we back,
right?
And they played AC/DC's Back in Black.
Oh, did they?
When the astronauts was playing it.
Oh, dude, I need to watch that.
Like, yeah,
but. How do we compare to other countries? Do you know? As far as
space?
In space.
Well, I think so. Russia's basically running the shits, like the space station, I believe, and then we work with them. And then I believe China has been shooting some rockets into space. I think they've actually sent people, and I believe India has been catching up as well. They've sent a couple rockets. Not 100% sure on those facts, but yeah.
But you see, this is where I stand. We should be investing so much more money and shit like that. Cool shit, science,
Yeah.
And not our military. I know we need to have a good military, but do we fucking expend so much fucking money on military? It's insane.
It's like I don't know. There's like some crazy stats, like you put like for the top other countries, it still doesn't compete. But yeah, I've been a big guy. Look, a military is important. Because guess what? There's some mean motherfucker
wants to kick your ass,
and especially with America's history, some people out to get you. So
right now,
we're too deep to go back now, man. But at the same time, it's like, man, like, are we tracking those numbers? Whose pocket are those going into? Because the VA, from the few VA experiences I've had, are shit. I guess it depends where you are, but.
I've always heard that.
Yeah, and I believe troops should be taken care of.
Absolutely.
I have military people in my family, my brother, my cousin, and the stuff they go through, the stuff they've seen as a young man, and that will forever be with them till the day they die. To me, they deserve the better care than I get, no matter what my job is. That's how I feel at the end of the day. I don't care if I'm Jeffrey Epstein. They deserve better care.
Totally opposite of that. It turns out to be total opposite. It's hard for them to get money. It's hard for them to get placed in jobs. It's hard for them to get their schooling. Homelessness. Yeah, it's like
PTSD,
can't get their
depression,
medication.
suicide.
Oh, dude,
It's gross.
It is gross. It's unfortunate, man. And so that's why I say, I mean, we spend way too much money on this when we should be really, dude, going to space. How fucking cool is that, Jay?
It's super cool, and they, you know, they got rid of it for that reason, the money reason. Like, we're investing all this money, we're just bringing back some.
You think that was the reason, though?
Yeah, I really do. We just bring back some stupid ass rocks. Fucking stupid. It's a waste of money. And then, you know, Elon Musk convinced him, like, we got to do this. And, you know, Neil deGrasse Tyson's a big supporter of it.
Dude. Oh, of course.
Like, you know, and it's all our flat earthers are going to hate us. But
well, dude, the Apollo missions.
Wait. Are we going there?
The Apollo missions.
Conspiracies. I don't know.
We're scheduled at 21, right? It was scheduled to launch 21 trips to space.
Yeah.
They stopped at what, 16, 17?
Well, I think Tom Hanks was on 13.
Yeah. I love it.
Apollo 13.
And there's been people that have said, you know, they stopped because they didn't stop. They just stopped reporting that they went.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? So it's like, what did they find up there? What are they doing up there now? And what happened to the other, 6 missions?
Yeah, who really knows, right? Like, at the end of the day, you're not going to be there watching with your own eyes. But you know, one of my dreams, I'm an adrenaline junkie, but I always said the ultimate adrenaline, besides being eaten by a shark, is like
fucking white people.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like it's going up an elevator that high and then walking a little bridge and then sitting on top of a motherfucking rocket full of fuel, just ready to blast off, and you're fucking shaking. They got you strapped in, and you're like, this is like a small club I'm a part of, and the chances of me dying is absurd. Like, this is crazy. What the fuck? Like, dude.
How amazing is that, Jay?
I'm excited just talking about it.
Dude.
I want to do it.
Oh, dude, I would love to do that. And I think that's why I want my kids to get into it, because I would love for my kids to get into that shit, you know? And you know what's funny is that there was a select few people. There was like, they opened up applications, right, to get into the space program. And there was like, I don't know, 400 or 4,000 people that applied, and they narrowed it down to 17 people that actually got into the academy.
Oh, yeah.
And there was one of them was a Mexican guy.
Nice.
And it's like, dude, fuck yeah, dude. If my kids can see that and see a Mexican going into the space program, that means they can do it. Right?
Yeah, you need those people.
You need those people, dude. And so this is I love it, man. I get geeked out about this space shit.
And it's crazy. I've talked to people like, wait, what's Space X? I'm like, you son of a bitch. Like, I don't know all the details, but like they shot these rockets, and the thing is, rockets are so expensive and so wasteful. We just get rid of the fuel, and it's so much money. So Elon Musk is like, well, how do we fix that? You know, I like people like that. How do we fix that?
Right.
So you got it where they go up and then land, which is, even watching it doesn't look real, in the middle of the ocean. So he saves all this money. That's how he's able to do it. And I think this last rocket that failed to go because of the weather, it was like, it was going to be good for so many number of trips. I forget the number, but like, dude, that's where they save all the money, and they convince the government to fund it.
Fuck yeah. And that's innovation. That's technology, man. Yeah, I remember that he was getting a lot of flack because they're saying, well, why are you going to reuse parts? Like, that's just stupid. It's like, why the fuck you not going to reuse shit? If it's still good, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, fly an airplane once commercially and then be like, all right, just scrap it. Send it to space. It's trash.
Stupid.